Pujya Swamiji wanted me to share a story from his life, two-part story, of when he was very young, under the guidance of his spiritual master, under the guidance of his spiritual master, where after he had received this divine touch from his master, and he was only 8, and told his guru, I want to come with you, I want to be with you wherever you are, and I want to become a Swamiji. Of course, he didn't know what a Swamiji was, but that touch was so strong that it was just, I want to be near you, I want to be with you. So the first thing that his guru did was made him live at home for 1 year without seeing anyone, meeting anyone, without speaking, a full year in silence. And the rule was that once a day he was allowed to eat. And that too, only he was allowed to have very, very, very simple boiled dal and 2 dry chapatis. Nothing else. And 11 hours a day he had to stand on 1 foot in meditation. 11 hours. Those of you in our yoga program, for most of us, doing Vrikshasana for 11 minutes, I mean, really try it. It's 11 minutes is a challenge. And the only help that his guru told him was, if you get tired, you can change legs. But 11 hours a day on 1 foot. And so, at the end of every day though, before sleep, he was allowed to have 1 glass of milk. And naturally his mother was very, very worried. He was 8, he was growing. No fruit, no dried fruit, no nothing, just boiled lentils, 2 dried chapatis, no vegetables, nothing at all. So when she was allowed to give him this 1 glass of milk every day, the guru had not told his mother how big the glass could be or what type of milk it could be. And so his mom took pints and pints of milk every day and boiled it and boiled it and boiled it and boiled it, and got it to the point where it was very, very, very condensed milk, like rabdi, for minus the sugar, but of course the sugar comes out of the milk anyway if you boil it long enough. And she would serve it to him in this huge big glass. There were no rules about how big the glass could be, what she was allowed to do to the milk. So at least in her mind, he was getting some nutrition. So one day after several months, and she would leave his food and then his milk for him on a little table just outside his room. And he would take it, so they didn't meet. He wasn't allowed to see her. One day after he'd been in this sadhana for a couple of months, his milk had been left, and there's this knock at his door. And he was very surprised because nobody ever knocked on his door, and he comes to the door and opens, and there's his Guruji standing there. So of course he bows and he motions for the Guruji to sit down, and of course at that moment his mother also comes, that the Gurus come, and the first thing she asks his Guruji is, what can I give you? Have some dinner? The Gurus come to the house, naturally you want to feed him something, give him something. So can I have some dinner? He says, no, I don't want dinner. So she says, have something, milk. He says, Tika, I'll have milk. So she goes and she warms up the milk for him, and to make it look the same, she brings it in the same glass that she's brought Swamiji also. So she puts it down on the table in front of the Guru, and the Guru says, tonight I will drink his milk and he will drink my milk. And of course his mother was very worried because she knew the minute that the Guru tasted this milk, she was going to understand what game she was playing. So she said, no, 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 you should not, because your milk I've just given you is fresh. What he's got is subewala, it's the morning milk. And you know, in India there's this great emphasis on fresh milk. So she says, no, you have the fresh milk. And he says to her, no, no, he says, he's the one doing the sadhana. He should have the fresh milk. I'll take the morning milk. So obviously she was very worried, but at that point there was nothing else she could do. So the Guru switches the glasses. He takes Swamiji's glass and he starts to pour from the glass into the little katori, into the little bowl to drink the milk. But of course, this was not really milk in a liquid form. It was much more milk in a solid form than milk in a liquid form. And rather than pouring out, it sort of, you know, glump, glump, glump out of the glass the way that thick dessert would come. And his Guruji looks at him and says, you drink your milk like this every night? And he was in silence, but of course he had to bow his head and say yes. And his Guru said, you think I came all the way here for a glass of milk? He said, I see everything. I know what's going on. He said, I've come all the way here to tell you. In your mind, in your mother's mind, this milk is what's keeping you going. You're thinking about the milk all day long. Your mother is happy that at least you're getting some nutrients. But I'm here to tell you it's not the milk. It's the power of your meditation. It's the power of your mantras. That's what should keep you going. That's the real nutrition for you. And he said, and just to make the point, from now on, no more milk. From now on, you will sustain yourself with the mantra, with the meditation. And that's what I've come all the way here to tell you. And without drinking his milk, he left. And the other story about the mantra that he wanted me to share is that when, after that year was up, and finally he said to his Guru, okay, now I've done this 1 year, now you take me with you. Because that had been the criteria, was if you want to come with me, you have to spend a year at home doing this sadhana. So after 1 year, finally he says to his Guru, okay, I've done it, now take me with you. And his Guru says, now you have to go to the jungles. And he was very scared, barely 9 years old, off into the jungles. And the one thing that for him was the most scary was ghosts. Somehow in his mind he was very, very afraid as a child of ghosts. And so he thought, the ghosts will get me in the jungle. And his Guru told him, he said, I will give you a mantra that nothing, Brahm tumko nahi rokenge. Nothing will ever come on your path. Nothing will ever hurt you, nothing will ever stop you. That's the power of mantra. Forget ghosts, nothing on your path ever will hurt you or stop you. That's the mantra. So this is the power.